You that are listening that have never had to start a new business or been in the position where you could, don't think this is easy. This does not happen overnight. This takes years of work, years of planning, years of networking, finding just the right people. I completely get that. If you could make an accessory other than a handbag, what would the next one be?
You know, it's interesting. At BSWANKY, we are focused on the handbags. We're going to move into, we make a keychain right now, and that's kind of our little trademark of Be the Difference with the B on it. We're going to move into possibly wallets, although they get quite labor intensive. And I did have the opportunity at BSWANKY to have the head of production for Victoria's Secret come visit, Debbie Tucker. She's been with Victoria's Secret for over 30 years. Purchased a bag, loves her bag, and said, I'm going to give you one piece of advice before I leave. She said, I want you to stick to that one product and do it right, because you've sold many of them, but you haven't sold millions. And so I have to take her piece of advice. Although, Debbie, we did come out with another bag. We have a bucket bag that goes 3 ways, handbag, backpack, and crossbody. But other than those 2 core products and our keychain, we're going to hold off because people don't realize how long it takes to go from concept to production.
No, they don't.
And that's where, when you were saying it takes a lot, we are manufacturing. And that's where I want people out there to know we're not outsourcing it. We're not hiring another factory. We are the factory. And that's what we're founded on, is that factory of manufacturing happily, is what's on our door at the factory.
If you could give advice to any young woman out there who wants to be her own boss, what would you say?
I would say to let go of fear, because fear is what tends to paralyze us, and to believe. And if you're willing to work round the clock, I mean, if it's your passion, it's not work. So it never feels like work to me. But to not be afraid, but also to surround yourself with people that are experts in fields and find some mentors, because my mentors are my phone a friend. And one thing that I tell anyone that I mentor as well is, when they give you advice, listen. Because you know what? They are the experts. Try it on. My coach says, try it on, try it on, try it on. And then they'll give you more advice later. They're more willing to help you. But have no fear. Let go of your fear.
That's awesome advice. I totally agree with you on that. It's what makes us what they call type A personalities, I think. We're willing to take a chance, take a risk. But you do have to be prepared to land on your keister, because it's going to happen.
Often.
Often. What do you think was the best advice other than stick with the style? Who was your greatest fan, or the person who helped you the most?
It's tough. I do have 4 core advisors, and they're amazing. But there's one gentleman, Mark Sims, who is in Sarasota, and he has become a valued advisor. And he keeps it in the back of my head, and I keep saying it, where I need to be working on the business, not in the business, and I need to learn to delegate. And if you don't let go, this will never happen. And you have to be able to understand they'll do about 90% of it right, and that's good enough. But if I don't learn to delegate, it won't happen. So Mark Sims has given me the most valuable advice recently.
That's awesome. And what is his background that makes him so different?
He is an expert coach. He works with several companies in this area nationwide on team building, assessments, communication expert, and he's able to be objective with me, but also know that what is in the best interest of BSWANKY, and he is very focused on the good of all concerned and doing the right thing, so he's definitely a fit for our company.
That's awesome. There are few people, I think most of us can count our mentors on one hand, because those are the ones that make the biggest impact. I find that if you choose the right mentor, they're the ones that are going to tell you the truth when you screw up, and that's where you learn your lessons. But you never do it twice.
Exactly. You try not to do it twice. And one other piece of advice that he did give me that I just thought of that I think would be helpful for people, he told me to pull back on the bow and hold like Braveheart, because I tend to make decisions too quickly. And that you have to make decisions quickly in this industry and being an entrepreneur. But the big decisions, he says pause.
Pause. He's absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's like going into a meeting where you're talking to somebody who's never spoken to you before, and you have all these questions in your head. But if you listen, they get answered. You don't even have to ask.
You're right. You're right.
Well, I can tell just by the smile on your face, you really do enjoy what you do.
I do. Thank you. And I enjoy being with you. I feel like we're somewhere else right now, which is very special.
Well, and I like my guests to feel that way. I like them to feel like they have an oasis in the middle of their day.
You succeed.
Yes, I try. We try. Have you ever thought about just hitting the road and just selling from state to state?
It's funny you say that. 2 weeks ago, I was in Dallas. I'm heading to Philadelphia in 2 weeks, and this weekend I'm heading to Miami. So, yes, I am doing that.
Awesome.
I don't just think about it, I act on it.
You actually are doing that. Do you know, it's been a long time since there's been anybody knocking on doors out there with new products, so it's good to see. That's probably another reason why you're so well accepted, is because it is so completely different. But trust me, I'm on Wish every day. I'm always looking for that designer handbag for $9.99, you know? And then I saw these, and it was like, oh, my God, that's a year's worth of Wish for me right there.
Well, it's interesting. People, they buy them on the website, but once they see and touch them, a handbag, it generally takes 3 months for a woman to decide to buy a handbag, which we've done a lot of research, and I couldn't believe that because I shop more like a man myself. But I've been at events, and we've done many, many shows and been in retailers and done pop-ups. And believe it or not, our $600 handbag has been an impulse purchase for many, many people, and our $1,400 Python bag as well, where they bought it right there. So when they see and touch it and they hear a little bit about the story and the mission, they're sold. And I have to tell you, we have had 0 returns in almost 2 years of business.
That's amazing.
We've had 5 repairs, and 2 of the bags I replaced, but we have had no one that has said, I don't want this bag, I don't like this bag. We've had one woman just recently bought her 5th bag this week. We've had a woman buy 9, and we've had several buy 6. So we must be doing something right.
Yeah, I would say so. I find them quite appealing.
Well, thank you.
The python, I know you all can't see this, but I have to describe this because if you've ever been around a python, you know how big these things are. You should see the scales on this purse. They're absolutely prominent, and the pattern is phenomenal. It goes up and down like a chain link fence. It's absolutely beautiful. And the other 3 that she's brought with her, 2 are cattle leather.
They're hair on cowhide.
Yep, cowhide. And she has a leather and cowhide mix that is, what would you call that?
That's a bucket bag.
That's a bucket bag. Okay, so for those of you who play bingo, you know what a bucket bag looks like. And it's like that, only a lot nicer. And the brown cowhide hair on leather it looks almost soft and cuddly.
People have to touch it. And it's funny, the one bag that's right here, the lighter blonde, we call it Sundance, that one's carried by Faith Hill, Jenny Garth, Harry Connick Jr.'s daughter, Kate Connick, and I'm trying to think, there's a couple other celebrities. Tori Spelling, and then we have, believe it or not, Mark Cuban's wife, Tiffany Cuban.
Oh, I would believe that. I would totally believe that. Gosh, Gretchen, it's been wonderful to have you here and hear your story. Give us an idea of how easy it is to find you.
It's easy to find us on BSWANKY.com, BSWANKY. We also have social media, so check us out on Facebook, Instagram, @BSWANKY. And we're located in Sarasota, Florida, and we welcome people to come visit the factory. We have an open door policy and a concept store there. And again, you can find us at the retailers on our website link that says retailers. And we invite everyone to come visit the factory and see what we're all about.
Well, I'm going to make an appointment because I want to come see it. So is there a phone number or an email?
Email is email me, Gretchen@BSWANKY.com. I'd love to hear from anyone out there that has any interest or even wants to partner or wants to sell our bags or buy them.
Gretchen, thanks so much for coming in today. And you all have been listening to Society Bites Radio. Give us a shout. If there's more that you want to hear, let us know. If there's a guest you want to get in touch with, let us know. We'll answer all your questions, concerns, complaints, and joys. Until next time. Thanks for coming in. See you tomorrow. Remember, the topic is always hot. And, oh hey, don't forget your change.